told y'all back in February 2025 that Karrueche Tran was dating sports legend Deion Sanders, and no one believed us. But amid the July 2025 announcement that Dion was battling bladder cancer, his son Deion Jr. released a YouTube video on his well-off media channel. And guess who was right there with Dion during his surgery? Karrueche, of course. She was fully devoted, wiping tears, slanging snot, and talking about, "We are doing this and we are doing that, we.
She fully locked in, ain't she? Standing up there like she the emergency contact. Girl, please.
We are at the hospital because we are dealing with bladder cancer.
Now, we're going to dive deep into their age difference, but there are some other things about this couple that have us a little concerned. The more we dive deeper into this situation, it looks like someone has already fumbled the dating playbook.
Karrueche, we looking at you, girl. We looking at you.
But before we go any further, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of Applewood smoked bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, and butter toffee peanuts. Dion and Karrueche reportedly met in November 2024 when she appeared on the Tubi talk show he co-hosts with Roxy Diaz. They started following each other on Instagram, and then in February 2025, they were spotted holding hands at a restaurant during Super Bowl weekend. If you follow the Sanders' social media accounts, you probably spotted her in the background of some of their footage, most notably at Deion's NFL draft party, casually blending into the primetime chaos. If our math is correct, they've been involved with each other for about 8 months as of this video. They probably have a good sense of what makes each other tick. They likely enjoy each other's company, and maybe, on occasion, they have some fire action in the bedroom.
That sounds fun as hell. But no, they ain't. Ain't no way in hell Dion putting it down like that. Ain't no way. Hell no.
So what makes this pairing such a mismatch? Well, not only is Dion a father of 5 children by 2 women, but he's also a grandfather, like an actual pop with a grandbaby. Meanwhile, Karrueche is footloose and fancy-free without any children of her own. If you follow her on Instagram, her vibe is giving luxury brunch in Paris, not pull-ups and playdates.
Bestie, you starting off messy as hell, ain't you? Just messy. And I love it.
As recently as 2024, Karrueche made it clear that she was ready to have a baby.
What about ready to get married? Or are we skipping that part? Dang, I'm asking for a friend.
And despite knocking on the door of senior citizenship and proclaiming that he's shooting blanks, Dion revealed during an episode of his talk show that he's contemplating having more children. Now, let's kick things off with the elephant in the room, also known as emotional equity. Karrueche's desire to become a mother is fresh, full of wonder and milestones she's never experienced. You know, baby showers, first steps, late-night feedings, and all of that. She deserves a partner who's entering that season with her, equally wide-eyed and full of that first-time excitement. Not someone who's already done the Super Bowl of parenting and is now in his halftime commentary phase. Dion's been through it, including diaper duty, parent-teacher conferences, high school drama, and college tuition. He's likely viewing another baby as a cute bonus round, not as a legacy-building first chapter. So naturally, there's an imbalance there, even if he claims to be open to more kids. Then there's something called psychological detachment. When someone has already raised a whole roster of kids, they might not attach to the experience in the same way again. It's not that they don't care, it's just that they've already cared enough. That can lead to a dynamic where Karrueche is emotionally invested in every little moment, while Dion is low-key watching from the luxury suite of fatherhood, sipping on wisdom and telling himself, "This too shall pass." The awe and urgency won't be mutual, and that matters in this thing called life. Also, let's talk about life alignment. Karrueche is 37 as of this video. She's in amazing shape. She seems to make enough money to keep a roof over her head, and as she approaches her 40s, she'll be stepping into her most confident, self-aware chapter. She's finally ready to anchor down, but choosing someone who has already docked his yacht could be a terrible mistake. Choosing Dion means entering into a blended family situation with full-grown adult children who still need his love, attention, and possibly his financial support.
Yeah, 'cause all them kids ain't gonna make no Dion type of money. I'm just keeping it a buck. All right, just being honest.
So where will that leave Karrueche?
Baby, Karrueche is the nurse. Okay, plain and simple. That's what Karrueche is. All right, get the candy striper uniform together right now.
Now, as for Dion, he's a man who thrives off legacy. His desire to raise a child might be more about wanting a fresh chapter or one last ego-boosting moment. There's a risk that this child becomes a project, a symbol, or a continuation of his personal mythology, rather than the deeply rooted, soul-nourishing family beginning Karrueche might be yearning for. Bottom line, when one partner's dreaming of a first dance and the other is mentally already at the after party, someone's going to feel unseen. Kids need full throttle emotional investment, not a split focus between legacy maintenance and new parenthood. After enduring the roller coaster of being humiliated by Chris Brown, she moved on with retired NFL player Victor Cruz, who was soft-spoken and low-key. Their relationship actually made sense. Although Victor had a child from a previous relationship, he and Karrueche seemed equally yoked. Meanwhile, Dion is the opposite of subtle. He's flashy, loud, a bit cocky, and he loves to be the center of attention. He talks in sound bites and sometimes refers to himself in the third person. He's a walking brand, and prime time never clocks out. To date someone like Dion means you don't get a peaceful relationship, you get drafted into his narrative. You become part of the Dion show, and that show runs 24/7.
Child, I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
Throughout his history, Dion has consistently chosen women who could be woven into that story without disruption. His ex-wives, Caroline and Pilar, didn't have super prominent identities when they were married to him. Their role was to support the brand, not compete with it. That dynamic works when one partner is comfortable dimming their light to let the other shine. His ex-fiancée, Tracy Edmonds, was a bit different. She had her own established career and her own wealth. She wasn't auditioning to be a sidekick in the Dion cinematic universe. She was already starring in her own, and despite dating for years and years and years, they never made it down the aisle, and we're not surprised. It doesn't appear that Dion wants a true partner. He wants a quiet cheerleader, a caretaker, and someone who moves at his pace with his script. So does Karrueche fit the mold? Kind of. Sure. She's an Emmy-winning actress with real talent and undeniable beauty, but she also sells pictures of her feet on OnlyFans. Which raises the question, is she really building her own empire, or is she low-key open to being sponsored? And we haven't even touched the real soap opera twist in all of this. Back in 2021, Karrueche actually starred in Games People Play, a project produced by none other than Tracy, who was engaged to Dion at the time. Tracy even posted a photo of the two of them hugged up, gushing in the caption about what an incredible star Karrueche was.
Woo. So, Karrueche done backdoored her old boss. Shame, shame, shame. Baby, what in the Portia from the Real Housewives is going on here?
Now, back to Karrueche and Dion. Maybe the idea of playing a supporting role in Primetime's saga isn't off the table after all. I mean, if the perks include luxury cars, private jets, and a fully funded soft life, shoot, I consider it too.
Me too, bestie. Me too, girl.
Dion has been battling serious health issues. In 2021, he underwent multiple surgeries that resulted in the amputation of 2 toes. He's been open about his pain, hospitalizations, and the toll it's taken on him mentally and physically. And then in July 2025, he announced he was diagnosed with bladder cancer and was given an artificial bladder. He spoke about wearing adult diapers and being unable to control his bladder at night. Now, y'all are gonna hate us, but this has to be said. Dion's age isn't the problem, because in the grand scheme of things, 57 isn't old. There are plenty of 57-year-olds who are living fun and fulfilling lives without any mental or physical health issues. But as for Dion, well, he's not exactly the picture of youthful health. He is a middle-aged man with real medical challenges, stress from coaching, a packed schedule, and a robust family dynamic. Does that mean he's unworthy of love? Absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with standing by someone through health issues, but when a relationship starts with that as a backdrop, then what's in it for Karrueche?
He changing the baby diapers and Dion diapers. Yeah, I said it. She's gonna have two changing tables right next to each other.
Sometimes love isn't about how someone makes you feel in the moment. It's more so about how they fit into the story you're still writing. Karrueche has walked through the fire, rebuilt her self-worth, and carved out a name for herself that doesn't need a spotlight borrowed from someone else. She's not the same girl who tolerated chaos for crumbs. She's a woman with a future worth protecting. And if she's not careful, she might find herself shrinking again to make room for someone who's already lived out his prime. Now, the question isn't whether she can handle him, it's whether he deserves a seat in the next chapter of her life. If you enjoyed this video, let us know down below. And thanks for watching your favorite YouTube channel.